been a case where you've had people come back and say, this has helped me know whether or not I need to hire people? Because a lot of times, like I'm at a company where it's kind of like, do we hire somebody or does everyone just kind of try to reprioritize things and juggle things? Do the best we can with what we have. But when we have to make a case to hire somebody, they need visibility, they need reports, they need metrics and all kind of stuff. Have you ever had a customer come back to you and say, this really helped me know that I had too many engineers, unfortunately, or not enough?
So absolutely. In our, you actually raise the right point. In some of our experiences working with the customers, what we've observed is we consulted them on this DevOps approach. We helped deploy this platform and automate their solution deliveries. And later they came back asking questions like, hey, because of this platform, in fact, we have got a visibility and transparency that we need these kind of resources, maybe full stack resources, or maybe a couple of really engineers which can take control of this platform, and using this, they can actually help fasten certain delivery processes. So what we have observed is, yes, this platform also helps reduce your efforts and wastages at certain level, and it also gives you some visibility where you require more resources in certain specific core areas, and that's how I would put it. So to sum it up, what has happened is, like what we have observed is, accountability is also something which is very key parameter when it comes to DevOps implementation done right. And when we say accountability, it is not just the accountability of the release manager, but we are talking the entire chain, whether it's the business analysts, UI UX guys, the product managers, the developers, QA, release managers, end to end. But together as a team actually adds a value in DevOps transformation. So maybe Anirudh want to add something on top of this?
No, I think you've answered it well, and I think what Tyler, what we are really seeing is that as we talk to and Anupam really connects with a lot of people across the world in terms of technology, because that's, as an organization, we always are trying to pick people's brains. And one of the things that we always find is that DevOps slowly is moving from something that's good to have to must to have type of category, right? And it's becoming a standard across many organizations and many tech builds. Obviously, the current pandemic has accelerated that. Remote working scenarios of people working and teams spread across omnipresent locations has definitely accelerated that view. And I must say, for the white paper, we had Mr. Surinder Puri, who's a global DevOps ambassador, who was gracious enough to write a preface for us. And I wanted to kind of just give a quote from that, because that really he sums it up so well in terms of what he says. He says, DevOps doesn't fail in organizations. Organizations fail DevOps. And that's really what sums it up, that at the end of the day, are we spending more time in training our people on the tools of DevOps, or are we first stepping back to help them to understand the DevOps philosophy and change their approach towards how they're going to problem solve and how they're going to develop, and then thereafter introduce these tools? And maybe somewhere that chronology has gotten a little bit misunderstood